The Smashing Machine is one of the most talked about dramatic transformations of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's career. Directed by Benny Safdie, this film tells the true story of MMA legend Mark Kerr, one of the sport's early icons whose life in and out of the ring was marked by triumph, pain, and personal struggle. For years, fans have wondered if The Rock could truly break away from his blockbuster action hero image, and in this film, he absolutely does. This is not The Rock we're used to seeing. This is Dwayne Johnson, the actor, bearing his soul. The Smashing Machine is based on the 2002 HBO documentary of the same name, which chronicled Mark Kerr's rise in the early days of mixed martial arts, from Pride FC in Japan to his internal battle with addiction and identity. This narrative film adaptation had been in development for years. Dwayne Johnson first expressed interest in playing Kerr back in 2019, long before production officially began. He described the project as deeply personal, a chance to portray vulnerability, pain, and humanity in a way audiences had never seen from him before. The film was directed and co-written by Benny Safdie, known for his gritty, emotionally raw films like Uncut Gems and Good Time. Safdie's style, handheld cameras, harsh lighting, and immersive realism is a perfect match for Kerr's story. Production took place in 2023 and 2024 with an intense physical preparation from Johnson, who reportedly trained like an MMA fighter for months and shed much of his usual Hollywood bulk to portray Kerr accurately. Now, Johnson delivers what is arguably the finest performance of his career. Known for his confident, charismatic action heroes, who are generally very one-dimensional, here he strips all of that away. His portrayal of Kerr is vulnerable, understated, and deeply human. You see a man who dominates physically, yet internally crumbles under the weight of expectation and personal demons. What's truly fascinating is how Johnson captures the contradictions within Kerr, this mountain of a man who actually is polite, shy, and almost self-effacing. He doesn't overact, he internalizes. The pain and conflict are in silences, their hesitations, and quiet breakdowns. It's a performance that deserves serious awards attention, something fans of The Rock probably never thought they'd even say. Emily Blunt also gives one of her most nuanced performances in years. As Kerr's partner, she portrays a woman dealing with her own addictions and insecurities. The chemistry here with Johnson feels authentic and lived in, two people who love each other but are completely out of sync. Some even criticized the film for showing too much sympathy towards Dawn Staples and making Kerr to be almost the erratic and difficult partner at times, when in real life, Staples herself didn't really help the situation. Supporting performances here from Ryan Bader as Mark Coleman and Bas Rutten, who of course plays himself, add realism to the story. Having real MMA figures in the cast grounds the film even further in authenticity. Even the inclusion of Alexander Usyk, the Ukrainian professional boxer, here playing MMA fighter Igor Vovochkin, was a brilliant little touch. Benny Safdie's direction is raw, intense, and emotional. He doesn't glamorize MMA or fame. Instead, he shows the toll it takes on body and mind. The visual style, with its grainy textures and slightly washed-out tones, perfectly invokes a late 1990s documentary feel, connecting it back to the original HBO film. The fight scenes are not stylized Hollywood battles. They are brutal, sweaty, and real. You'll feel every blow, every gasp of breath. Yet the film's greatest power lies outside the ring, in its quiet moments of pain, love, and addiction. This isn't a film about triumph, and certainly doesn't play up to the normal sporting narrative type of films. This is more a story of a man trying to come to terms with himself, and actually dealing with the hardships of life. The score and soundtrack also stand out too. There's a haunting mix of 80s and 90s undertones, almost nostalgic, yet fitting for Kerr's era. The sound design mixed with Safdie's relentless camera work makes you feel trapped inside Kerr's headspace. Dwayne Johnson personally met with Mark Kerr multiple times during development to understand his psychology and emotional struggles. Many of the fight sequences were choreographed by actual Pride and UFC veterans to maintain the realism. Emily Blunt reportedly helped Johnson rehearse several emotionally charged scenes off set to ensure the chemistry felt organic. The real Bas Rutten served as a consultant on the film, making sure details about Kerr's career were actually accurate. This marks Benny Safdie's first solo directorial effort without his brother, Josh. Unfortunately, the film was a box office bomb, grossing only $20 million against a budget of $50 million. Johnson would remark, "In our storytelling world, you can't control box office results, but what I realized you can control is your performance and your commitment to completely disappear and go elsewhere, and I will always run to that opportunity. Truth is, this film has changed my life." Dwayne would insist on being hit for real in the film, and in the one fight, Dwayne was legitimately concussed, achieving an authentic, dazed look. Each day on set required makeup that took 3 to 4 hours to complete and 21 prosthetics, so that Dwayne Johnson could look more and more like Mark Kerr. Johnson would also work with a voice coach to turn his speech into Kerr's softer, tender voice. Now, The Smashing Machine is not a typical sports movie. It's a psychological drama about identity, fame, and self-destruction. It's as much about love and vulnerability as it is about fighting. Dwayne Johnson gives the performance of his lifetime, raw, moving, and unforgettable. Emily Blunt matches him note for note, while Benny Safdie cements himself as one of today's most fearless and interesting directors. It's heartfelt, sad, and beautifully introspective, a film that lingers with you long after the credits roll. Also, I was impressed with the accuracy of the film. Yes, there are one or two scenes that are changed from the original documentary, but overall I feel this really captures the true story of the man Mark Kerr himself. The Smashing Machine gets a 9 out of 10. This is without a doubt Dwayne Johnson's Raging Bull moment, a film that will redefine him as a serious, dramatic actor. So what did you think of The Smashing Machine? Do you agree with me on Dwayne Johnson's performance? Let me know down in the comments, and please don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dive reviews.